Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov was a Russian composer. He born in 18 March 1844 and died in 21 June 1908. He was reputed for his symphonic works. Although he had a novel background, he had a lot of talent in music. When he was 3 years old, he could be able to play drums along with his dad, while his dad was playing piano. That is the time that he started to play some instruments. Some of his famous compositions were the popular symphonies such as Scheherazade, Russian Easter Festival overtures, and Capriccio Espagnol. He also had a wide opus that included his unique chamber works, operas, and orchestrations. Rimsky's music touched hearts worldwide, and his works were noted and followed by many Russian and non-Russian composers. He was the member of five, which was the group of Russian composers. Rimsky's music inspired a long list of composers such as Claude Debussy. Now, I want to move on to his piece that I choose for comparing, which is the Concerto of Trombone. The Concerto of Trombones and Military Bands by Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov was written in 1877. The concerto consists of three movements, which are an allegro vivace first movement, an andante cantable second movement, and an allegro allegretto third movement in the style of a march. The second and third conclude with the cadenzas. A full performance of the piece lasts roughly 10 minutes. However, I only choose first movement for comparing, and I choose two famous trombonists, which are Carsten Swanberg, a Denmark trombonist, and Michael Becquet, French trombonist. I'm using music parameters for the criteria to compare these two pieces. In the part 1, in the Michael Becquet versions, the trombone sounds that he used is very sonorously and very low pitch. It makes me feel calm and relaxed. Also, because of the accents, which is the long tonic sounds and a lot of sounds that produced by many instruments, which is they play by orchestra, they helps the sounds feel more powerful and superior. Moreover, the jelly building up make it look more mighty. The tenderness was given in these pieces. Carsten Swanberg versions was very different from the Michael Becquet versions. He used a high pitch which make audience feel more happy and joyful. Less duration in notes, which is mean fast, made it feel more marching. Because it is Woodwind orchestra, the sounds looks more high and isn't full as the Michael versions. Carsten had very different accent if compared to Michael version. His note is not long as Michael. It is short and brief. The speed is very fast. He wants to interpret that it is very joyful and lively marching. In conclusion, in the first part, Michael versions feel more tender and peaceful because it is long tone and low pitch. However, in Carsten Swanberg version, it's very fast and high pitch, so it represents joyful and lively. In the second part, in Michael Beckett's versions, he plays trombone in a soft way. Every note is not cut directly. He had a little slur for transition which makes sound more smooth and relaxing in the same time. Also, in the second development part, it feels that it is a little rubato in there which is support the idea of relaxing. Moreover, in his accents, audience can feel the confidence from there. Every note he produces clearly and every sound is played like pom pom. So audience can feel the little crescendo and decrescendo in there. In Carson Swanberg versions, he plays in high pitch, which is sound pretty good in first development part. In high pitch, it feels like the maiden was giving hope for an army. Moreover, the sound is still short and briefly like the first part, even though it is the second development, which is the slow part for this music. About his accents, it is not steady at all. There is a little shaking in the sounds. He actually make it, which make audience feel that it is unstable. All in all, Michael Beckwith plays in more soft way than Carson Swanberg did. The accents of Michael is more confident and clearly than Carson. However, Carson's trombone sound is look more fairy. In third part, because it is the recapitulation, the things that there are different are same as the exposition part, which are Michael version is very slow and have a low pitch. and Carson version is very fast and have a high pitch. So the part that I would talk is the coda. In coda, in Michael backward versions, it sounds more powerful in the end, although they have crescendos. Crescendo in Michael version is more effective. It is more open than Carson version. Carson version play very high in the end, and the accent of Carson is very short and brief. His sound is not sonorously as Michael sound has it. To sum up, Michael version is more open than Carson, and Carson version is very high pitched, so it makes sounds not sonorously. To sum up, Michael version is more open than Carson, and Carson version has very high pitch, so it makes sounds not sonorously at all. In conclusion, using the parameter to compare, the results are Michael Beckwith, a French trombonist, and Carsten Svanberg, a Denmark trombonist, contains the different factors. Michael had a low pitch and long duration between sounds. However, Carson has a high pitch and short duration between sounds. In my opinion, I would choose to listen Michael backward versions because I like the way that he produces sounds. The low tone is more suitable than the high tone in these songs. Also, it looks more powerful than the Carson Svanberg versions.